Hello and welcome back to Lost Avengers. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive into the Warhammer Dawn of War 4 trailer and doing a little bit of breakdown in case you've missed any of the information during the trailer. First shot we can see here is a lovely giant shot of the Blood Ravens banner. So going into the first shot here, we've actually got quite a lot to talk about. We can see obviously the Necrons and the Space Marines fighting. A couple of units to call out. We've got Blade Guard veterans in the corner. We've got our Canoptic Doomstalkers, our Scorpic destroyers, and obviously some Assault Marines as well. A couple of different things to see here. Obviously, we're looking at a newer edition of Warhammer than we've seen in the previous Dawn of War games. Leading into the next shot, we can see a Tech Priest fighting some Necron warriors, which is kind of nice to see. And it looks to either be inside the monolith that we saw in the previous shot, or possibly inside the tomb world itself. So possibly Kronos is a tomb world. We'll have to find out when we actually play the game. Next shot, we got actually quite a lot to go through. We can see the librarian reveal. We can see him in his armor as well, which is kind of nice. And then also we can actually see that these are all Primaris Marines and not Firstborn Marines, which is a first, I think, for Dawn of War. Then we can see the Redemptor Dreadnought here versus some Traitor Stalkers. Obviously, the Primaris Redemptor Dreadnought has a chain gun here with a possible upgrade to Plasma later on. So there might be the upgrade tree that everyone knows and loves in Dawn of War. Then obviously we can see here a couple of Necrons awakening, which is nice to see, possibly leading to the resurrection and also how some game mechanics may work. Leading to the next shot, we can see a couple of Orcs here. They're looking to be bad moons, likely because of the yellow, and also we can see a couple of war bosses as well. Then we can obviously see Silas here, who looks to be one of the game's main protagonists, and unfortunately he looks to have unfortunately met his fate against a Chronomancer here. Going onwards, we can obviously see a huge vista of all the Necrons and that same Chronomancer sitting there. Initially I was hoping it was going to be Orca and the Diviner, but I might be wrong, but it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Then obviously we can see a Servosco doing as Servoscos do, scanning around, doing their own thing. And this kind of leads me to believe that it possibly might be like time skips in this trailer, not actually calling out like a clear delineation of time. Obviously you see Cyrus running around, then he dies, and then the gameplay you see him doing other stuff as well. So this might be like the introduction to the Necron area, just food for thought. Then in one of like the pivotal shots of the intro cinematic, we can see the Chronomancer, Silas, and obviously some guys in the background fighting, and again an Astartes ship hitting the monolith might be like pivotal to the story, stopping the Necron like moving forward, or stopping them from teleporting out. We'll soon find out. And then obviously we can see the big old beautiful Dawn of War logo restored in all its glory, and a lovely 4 on it as well. Then in the next scene we actually get our first shot of some gameplay, which is actually very nice. It looks like base building is still in the game, which is always nice to see. Requisition and generators and energy is back, which is nice. We can also see there's a unit cap as well, which looks to be a little bit higher. The UI looks really clean. It looks to be Total War inspired, which is really nice to see. And then we can actually see some of the possible commander abilities. We can see Silas there with a couple of abilities, and then above that looks to be like 3 different abilities that the Space Marines can use. One looks to be like a drop pod, one looks to be an explosion, or something else, and it looks to be kind of evoking Company of Heroes style mechanic vibes. So something to look at. And then on top of this, we can see different iconography above the different teams. Bullets for the ranged characters, hammers and axes for maybe like heavy military, heavy units, something like that. Swords, we can obviously see a melee. Laser might be anti-vehicle. Flamer might be anti-infantry. We can also see some Necron pharaohs on the battlefield as well with their swords. And we can also see some drop pods and some jetpack boys as well, all looking good. Then moving to the next drop, we can see some Cataphrone breaches and destroyers, looking at the different weapons that they're kind of holding as they're rolling into the battlefield. Also, the back of the Orcs look like to be Orc Beast Snagger boys, implying there's going to be Beast Boss, Squig Hogs, and also some more Beast units for the Orcs, which would be really nice to see as well. We can then see the Orc side of things in the next shot with the War counter in the corner, some building menus for buildings and also defensive and gun turrets from the looks of it. We can also see some more Beast Boys, Battle Wagons, and Squig Hog Boys, which looks good. And then as it carries on the clip, you can then see the Adeptus Mechanicus. You can see their Scorpius Disintegrators rolling up, possibly leading to a Scorpius Doom Rider, and then maybe an Ongar Doomcrawler we'll need to see. Carrying on, we can see the Primaris Redemptor Dreadnought with a chain gun, and on the far left, if you look very carefully on the first couple of frames, you can see one with a plasma cannon as well. We also then can see some Mechanobs and some Dreadrifts coming into shot as well. So we're seeing there's like a good balance between units here. There's a couple of heavy ones, a couple of low ones. So it'll be a nice fight to see, and looks pretty balanced across the entire board so far. Then leading into the penultimate shot of the entire trailer, we can see the Repulsor Executioner pull up and cut its way through a pile of orcs, which is always nice to see. And also just to call out, there looks to be some veterancy systems that they've got in place. If you look at the bottom, you can see a couple of different Space Marines with different levels of chevrons, hopefully showing their veterancy, better abilities, more health, all that sort of stuff as well. Then in the final shot of this video, you can see the On-Guard Dooncrawler, possibly a Battle Barge or a Monolith, and the planet of Kronos in front of you. If you have any suggestions or any ideas that you have about this new game, please let me know in the comments below, and I would love to hear them out. If not, thank you so much for watching this, and I've been Lost Hope. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.